OMG, there's so much vegetarian food. I'm gonna like it here. So getting an Uber here at the Delhi airport was really easy, like super easy. It's a little wild, but it was easy. Oh, y'all, I'm here. Everything went really, really well. Customs here was really easy. The flights were great. Virgin Atlantic was great. And being in the premium cabin, it's so humid here. I mean, it's really nice and cool in here, but look how dewy I am. It's really humid here. We're staying at I don't know how you say it. Is it a loft? I don't know. In Delhi. And it's really cute. Anyway, I'm going to take a shower, get some food, and go to the pool. Oh, but first, I got in my cab. I got in my Uber and immediately had a India experience. So the Uber was pulling out of the parking garage. This is where you get the Ubers. And the driver just saw a buddy of his in the parking garage. So we stopped and chatted with him, or he did for a little bit. And then we were getting ready to pull out, but then he saw another friend, so he rolled down the other window, and that friend had some snacks. These little I don't even know what to call them. They looked like big tater tots, but they were not tater tots, obviously. But that's the shape. I would say oversized tater tots is the size and shape of what this food was. And so the driver took one and had it, and they were talking or whatever. And then I saw him asking him to roll the window down in the back. And I was like, oh no, what's going on? Because of course, I mean, this happens at not every international airport, but I mean, of course, as you're trying to get to the Uber area, there's 5,000 taxi drivers and shuttle drivers, and who knows, I don't ever, unless I was desperate, don't usually utilize those. Anyway, what am I even talking about? Okay, so anyway, I'd done a lot of no thanks, on the way out of the airport, so I was ready to have to do that. And he was talking, and I couldn't totally. Everyone here speaks English. We're so spoiled. The airport, all the signs are in English, and then in Hindi, it's just right underneath. We are so spoiled. Anyway. He kept saying, baby. I heard baby, baby, baby. And I finally realized that what he was saying was that his wife just had a baby, and I can't remember the name of it. But I guess this is the food they make. I don't know. You know how Americans give cigars out for for the dad, to smoke with his friends or whatever. I guess I can't remember what it's called. Does anyone know? It was so good. It was this little sweet corn, I think. Little tater tot shaped thing, but it was sweet, but not sickening sweet. It was really good, whatever it was. Anyway, that was fun. OMG, I've been here less than an hour. There's so much vegetarian food, more than half the menu. I'm gonna like it here. This is Susanna. This is my work wife from my last day job.
Yep.
We're headed out to explore Delhi. We are doing a tour. We have a guide. So that's should be pretty cool. We're gonna go explore, and then tomorrow, Taj Mahal. I'm terrified. What I was thinking. We started the day in Old Delhi, and the first thing we did was go to a beautiful mosque. It was so interesting to walk through and see them in the middle of a religious ceremony. And the architecture here, it is crazy to see these huge, gorgeous monuments with these crystal blue skies behind them. So we just learned that this mosque was built by the same, I can't remember what they're called, not emperor, whatever, the same leader who had the Taj Mahal built. The Taj Mahal he built as a mausoleum for his wife, and this was built for his, I think, eldest daughter. Now we know. I was wearing shorts, and you are not allowed to wear shorts into the facility. And I knew that in advance. I did not worry about wearing pants because they have little scarf wrap thingies that you can use to cover yourself. So I used one of those to make sure that I stayed respectful. I saw some other sites and monuments. Almost each of them required us to either cover our arms or our legs or our head for different religious reasons. But each of those monuments, if they required something of that sort, provided it, either for free or for a very nominal rental cost. Next, and hands down one of the coolest things of this day, we visited a Sikh temple. The temple was gorgeous, but what was more gorgeous was a colossal operation they fund to feed people. Anyone of any religion, without restrictions, can come here for a meal. It's open 20 hours a day. We started in the dining hall, and they shuffle all these people in and have them sit in lines. Then they pass out plates. Then the volunteers come through and serve the food. Everyone eats. They move all of those people out, and they move an entirely new, huge group in to feed. It was so interesting to see the combination of machines helping with the naan dough, but then there were still women and grandmothers sitting together, laughing, telling stories, working with the dough. It was an interesting mix of traditional and technology. And the scale on which they are producing this food is mind-blowing. Next, we went to this huge multi-level arts and crafts market. We just learned that the highest quality cashmere comes from the beard of mountain goats, and they have to go take like 40 to 50 beards before they have enough for cashmere. I ended up buying a linen suit, a suit jacket. I had a suit jacket and a short sleeve dress shirt, both made out of linen for my body within 12 hours. Yes. At first I was resistant, but once I realized that a customized, made-to-fit suit jacket in the US would be so much more than $130 US. Both things together were $160. Not an insignificant amount of money, but that's a pretty great price for a custom jacket made out of linen and a short sleeve linen shirt. This market was incredible, and we were so excited about the things we purchased, but this was definitely the first time I noticed myself starting to have some somewhat complicated opinions about India. And here's why. I felt like I was stuck on a used car lot with a very aggressive used car salesman the whole time I was in Delhi. It was beautiful and magical and incredible in so many ways, but this one thing was a big problem for me because it created a low level of anxiety the entire time I was in India, because I found myself constantly being on guard for someone who was going to want money from me, who was going to try to sell me something, who was going to try to steal money from me, and I was emotionally exhausted by the time we left Delhi. That really took a toll on me. That was probably just because I'm too flippin' delicate, but I just didn't like having that feeling for days. Okay, so we got home last night and we were exhausted. Susanna fell asleep in 30 seconds?
Yes. Oh, well, I showered first. We felt disgusted.
Gross. You fell asleep with your phone in your hand. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You were mid-text. Anyway, we crashed, and then I woke up because my shirt that I had made and my suit jacket arrived. I'll show them to you tonight. They're awesome. They're really, 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 really good. I might call and have them make me a couple more today. Anyway, we are headed to the Taj Mahal. So we're on our way to the train station. We have first class seats on the train to Agra, which I don't know what that means, but we're gonna find out. So let's go to the Taj Mahal. Okay, we are at the train station. When Susanna decided she wanted to go on this trip to Nepal, she asked if I would be interested in taking a short couple-day stop in Delhi with her, because since she was a little girl, she has been obsessed with the Taj Mahal. To get to the Taj Mahal, we had to take a train to Agra. Okay, so these are our seats, but we thought we had a private cabin, but we don't. It's fine, but
I don't know.
it's fine. We're gonna get there. That's what matters. Grounds around the Taj Mahal are huge, so we explored some of the other interesting spots before we went to see the Taj Mahal. But then we rounded the corner to go through the arch that enters into the area where the Taj Mahal is. And there it was. I feel like I've been fortunate enough to have a number of these experiences the last few years. But you know that feeling when you see something that's just so overwhelmingly beautiful that you can't really compute? I get awkwardly emotional in those situations. Part of the reason the Taj Mahal looks so majestic and magical in its photos is because they have protected the land behind the Taj Mahal and prevented any buildup of construction. So they have purposefully kept the skyline behind the Taj Mahal completely open, so that when you look at the Taj Mahal, you see the Taj Mahal surrounded by blue, gray, pink, other sunset colors, and it just looks surreal. I mentioned that Susanna has been obsessed with the Taj Mahal since she was a little girl, and it did not disappoint. We rounded that corner and she lit up. I'm so glad I got to see her see the Taj Mahal. On this tour, one of the coolest experiences was stopping to see how the artisans who built the Taj Mahal did it. And it's so fascinating. First of all, the designers, architects, engineers, the people who worked on building the Taj Mahal, the leader at the time who organized it being built, allocated the funds for all of those stoneworkers and artisans to not only live and work on the grounds of the Taj Mahal during its building phase, but he ensured that there was enough money to support all of those artisans for the foreseeable future, to ensure that the Taj Mahal would always be there in pristine condition. And the artisans who still learn this craft, practice this craft, who still repair the Taj Mahal are descendants of those original artisans. But the last thing on this tour was a stop to see how this stonework is done. And it is mind-blowing. They take a piece of marble and they envision a design, perhaps a floral design. They then start chiseling out an inlay for that design. They start chiseling out the marble to make a space for what's going to go into the design spot. And then they take gemstones and they grind them down and shape them into the exact same shape as that little inlay spot they have carved into the marble. And then those are set into their spot. They are ground down, polished, and then you end up with the Taj Mahal. We got a hands-on experience learning how this was done. Susanna got to give it a try, play with some of the machines. It was so fascinating and such a cool hands-on experience. But it ended with a 30-minute, very aggressive sales pitch inside their store, desperately trying to get us to buy this $10,000 marble coffee table that was absolutely gorgeous. There is no question in the artistry, the craftsmanship, the design. I am sure it was worth much more than $10,000. But we were not in the market for $10,000 marble coffee tables. And it was just uncomfortable. It was so, we're just constantly saying no. And they finally wear you down, and I bought a little marble elephant. You know, they always win. But I don't enjoy that feeling. I know it doesn't bother a lot of people, but that really kind of ate at me. After an incredible day at the Taj Mahal, we headed back to the hotel and got ready to head to Nepal the next day. There are monkeys all over this train station, and apparently you shouldn't look them in the eye because they'll get really aggressive. And if they bite you, you've got to get a whole bunch of shots to get rid of the infection. So we're not going to make eye contact with any monkeys. Absolutely no. Okay, we just got to the Delhi airport. It's wild, but we're here and we're checking in. So far, so good. But, it's always a little stressful checking in an international airport, but I think we're gonna be okay. Probably. There's drama about our bags. It's always so confusing dealing with airline restrictions in other countries. One thing we don't have to deal with in the US that a lot of airlines outside of the US have are restrictions on your carry-on bag. They weigh it, and it usually can't be over like 20 pounds or like 9 kilograms. And some of the restrictions on where batteries should and shouldn't be, like hand baggage versus checked bags, are different here. So Susanna's shuffling. Okay, we made it through security, relatively unscathed. I was kind of a mess. I accidentally put a bunch of camera equipment in my carry-on, which it's fine that it was in there, but I forgot it was in there. I thought it was in my checked bag. And at security, they're like, can you come back and give some batteries? I was like, oh, I do have batteries, and I got those out. And they sent it through again, and I was like, yeah, there's still more stuff in there. And so I opened it up and I found one other thing and I took it out, and he was like, no, there's a bunch of stuff in there. And then it hit me. But luckily nothing got taken away. I was really worried about my batteries. How was your experience?
I'm exhausted.
We're already exhausted. We're ready to get to Kathmandu.
I'll tell you what I'm excited about. I'm excited to explore the rest of India. I was warned that Delhi might not be the best India has to offer. I was warned by friends who know that I'm not a big city person, that it might not be my cup of tea because of that. And I would say that was a little correct. I had an incredible time. I had an incredible experience. It was at times uncomfortable. It was at times unenjoyable. But overall, I'm so glad I did it. It was such a new experience, and I learned so much about India and Indian culture just in the short couple days that I was there. So I can only imagine how I would feel if I explored more of India and spent more time there. One thing that did not disappoint even once, in even the slightest bit, was the food. I love Indian food, and every single thing I put in my mouth was delicious. India, you have been quite the trip, but now it's time to head to Nepal. Found my room. It's really cute. Let me show you. Okay, we just got to the airport. It feels like we were just here. Because we were, but we're back at the airport because we're just going to take a casual little flight around Mount Everest, you know? I was thinking it's the closest I'll ever be. I don't have any desire to summit Everest, so let's just go fly around it.
This is a mess.
So one thing we've kind of struggled with here is like it's really normal and customary to just like shove your way in line, like in the airport where it's, oh my God. 201. Which if I'm not mistaken, has been labeled the least safe airline in the world.
I think it's probably twofold. Number one, this is a super mountainous region. Lukla Airport is here, and it is the most dangerous airport in the world because the runway is super, super short, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's a combination of it being dangerous to fly here in general, and I think Nepal, I think it's changed, but I think they had some pretty loose air safety laws before. But anyway, as long as we don't die, we're gonna see Mount Everest. It's a little hard to believe that it's real, those I don't even know the words. It's crazy. I never thought I'd be flying around Mount Everest. It's pretty cool.
हामी त्रिभुवन अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय विमानस्थल काठमाडौँमा अवतरण गरेका छौँ। कृपया विमान उडान रोकिएसम्म आफ्नो सिटको पेटी नफुकाल्नुहोला। बाहिरको तापक्रम 20 डिग्री सेल्सियस छ। विमानबाट उड्न अघि आफ्नो सम्पूर्ण सामानहरू जाँच गरिदिनु हुन अनुरोध गर्दछौँ। एयरलाइन्सको उडान सम्बन्धी जानकारीका लागि कृपया हाम्रो ग्राउन्ड स्टाफसँग सम्पर्क राख्नुहुन अथवा हाम्रो वेबसाइट इन्डिया वा समाचार पत्र
Y'all, walking through traffic here should be an Olympic sport. It's wild. It's insane. They're all used to it. But you just have to dodge cars and motorcycles and hope that nobody runs you over. I shouldn't be filming while trying to survive.
After the flight, we went back to the hotel to meet the team, have our first team briefing, and get ready for our first big day.
My name is Sarah Rose Nottingham. I grew up in Missouri. I live in Seattle, Washington. Today I woke up at 3:30. Didn't like it. We get in, it's dark outside. Traffic isn't as bad because it's, the middle of the night essentially. We begin our journey. And then we get to rural Nepal where roads are under construction. Monsoon season has just ended, so there's holes everywhere, mud everywhere, and our drivers are all stars, and they're just swerving everywhere, up and over things.
Okay, we just made a quick pit stop to go to the bathroom and get some coffee. This road is wild. It's going to be best case scenario, a 7.5 hour drive. Worst case scenario, it could be 8 or 10 hours. There's lots of traffic. There's so many people going up and down these roads. And the road is so bumpy. Oh, bumpy. What a horn. This road is ridiculous. It's literally 8 to 9 hours. And it is so rough. It's not, I don't know the distance, but it's not even that far, but we are just having to go so slow because the roads are crazy. People are getting sick. People are vomiting.
but we've only got 3 more hours to go, so. Okay, so as I understand it, this is how you eat Nepali food. So it comes with rice in the middle and all these other things. And then this is the lentil stuff, right? You're supposed to pour this into your rice, and then you just kind of mix everything together. That's really good.
So the drive today was epic, in my opinion. I never laughed so much. My name is Kiki Irvin. I'm from Cherry Valley, New York. All the bumping and the just the navigating these crazy Rocky Mountain roads was it was really a lifetime experience.
We just got a glimpse of where we're staying tonight. It's up there, and there's a super long rope bridge we just found out we have to go across. It's pretty exciting.
We arrived in Gino around 5:30 p.m. We're in the mountains, and the sun's going down real fast. We start unloading all our gear. Everything is covered in dust because of the journey we went on. So we're patting off our backpacks so we can put them on. And then it begins to downpour. So we get all our rain gear on, and we look outside, and our guides say, that's where we're going. And we see, what's it called? A canyon, and this tiny little bridge that we have to go across to get to this gorgeous looking tea house that I think is actually a hotel.
And we're off. We just had a quick little 10-minute hike. We are gonna cross this rope bridge and then head up to our tea house hotel, get settled in, have dinner, and go to bed. We are tired. That was the flipping drive. I am not sad that we have a nice short walk tonight.
Then it just becomes nighttime. It's nighttime. It's fully dark, and then we have to go on this metal bridge over what we know is just this chasm in the earth.
What do you think about? Okay.
We get there, and we're all drenched. Everything's dripping. We finally get to rooms. We shower. We change. Get our food. It's great. Everything tastes great. What is it? It's fried rice, and then noodles and French fries. And that's what they loaded us up with. They were the best fries.
Oh my gosh. We just got our first glimpse of the mountains. Good morning. We just had breakfast. We're getting ready to head out, but this is our view. And as usual, this is day one, so near guarantee that it gets better from here. So this was the butt-puckering rope bridge that we had to walk across last night, and I am so thankful it was dark. I don't love heights. I would have been fine, but it was way easier when it was dark. Oh, here it is. These are two of our porters. These guys are doing all the hard work. This is quite the way to travel. I'm used to carrying everything on my back, so my favorite people. Just found out that there's a mandatory 2 minutes of dancing every morning. I had nothing to do with it, but I couldn't possibly be more excited about it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after breakfast or in the morning before leave, so we will dance around 2 minutes in Nepali song and Nepali cultural dance like this. Like this.
I don't think it was on purpose. I think we accidentally hit the guide jackpot.
We will dance on the next break.
Let's begin! Today, oh gosh, we began hiking. I got told, ma'am, slow down, because I got so excited. I just kept like trudging up these stone steps that apparently were installed 25 years ago, according to one person. But then someone else said, they've been here forever, so I have no idea. But to get those rocks into these mountains, I don't know how they brought them here. And then people have to walk up every single supply up this mountain, so I don't know how they got up here, but yeah, these gorgeous steps that are so helpful. We're hiking, and then I start hearing bells, and I get excited because that means some livestock is nearby.
Look at him, look at you.
My family are cattle farmers, so I smell those cows before I see them. I think I was corrected, they may be water buffalo, but you know, love them all the same. And so I see these, you know, pretty, like, not super tall, just like hefty bodied black water buffalo eating the grass, dingling in their bell, and then once again there are dogs everywhere. Continued hiking, elevation, saw some donkeys, saw people just like living their lives in these mountains, carrying metal baskets filled with chickens with like a strap that goes around their heads, and then they're just walking like it's nothing. Meanwhile, we're drinking so much water because we're not used to being in this humid climate and having this elevation and carrying a pack, that they're just like, there's another Sunday for us carrying the chickens down the mountain.
Hey, all right.
Don't expect it to.
Break your neck.
Already around half a mile in, and take a little break.
And so cute. honey.
Susanna!
My name is Susanna.
Can you introduce yourself again? Because I was talking, I ruined it.
Why are you talking over me?
Good question. I should know better, shouldn't I? I've known you long enough to know that that's not going to fly.
Okay. Okay, start again. My name is Susanna. I live in Utah, but I'm from Brazil.
How did you end up on this trip?
Because I know Jeffrey. And I watched a documentary on Netflix, and it was about the big earthquake here in Nepal. And just seeing the people, I just wanted to come over and see and get to know them. For some reason, I could feel how warm they were, how kind, how they care for each other, and I just want to experience their culture.
Our porters keep having these dance breaks for us, which is a real treat. I don't know. They started the trip by saying, we're gonna start each day with a 2-minute dance break for you Americans. And I said, oh, well, this is great. I think we've gotten really into it, so it seems like every time we take a break, they're like 2-minute dance break, but it's never 2 minutes, it's like 8 minutes long. And I can't resist, so I keep dancing harder. I'm probably gonna be really sore tomorrow, is what I can tell. And we keep dancing. We've danced by these beautiful shrines that are so remote, but gorgeously taken care of. Other groups have started to join our dance breaks because we're having such a good time and they all want to dance too. So it's been really fun. All these folks that speak very different languages, gathering in a very remote area in Nepal, just dancing, covered in sweat, and carrying packs and just like wiggling around, having our snacks, dancing.
Oh, day one, I'm so prepared. I'm so conditioned. I was like, yes, I can do it. I can do it. My name is Ax, and I'm from the Philippines.
Where in the Philippines?
I'm from Ormoc, Leyte. So it's day one. We kept asking the guide, Zimbir. I was like, Zimbir, what is it gonna look like? And he always kept saying, gradual. In the first couple hour, yeah, I'm struggling. Like my heartbeat is so fast. I felt like my heart's gonna explode. But then I always remember what Jeffrey says, like if your heartbeat is beating so fast, it's normal. And don't think that you're out of shape. That's my encouragement in my head.
Oh, I gotta go by you. I can't handle this shaking.
Oh boy, there were so many rewarding moments today. I actually got emotional like twice, just seeing those amazing mountains. It was really just incredible. So the most rewarding thing was really being able to do it, not having to like tap out or something. What I do for work is I'm a special education teacher in 6th grade. And I was also an occupational therapist and still am an occupational therapist for 20 years.
What will your students say when you tell them what you did?
My students are going to be thrilled. So my principal had recommended I not tell them until I get back, but she said I can share any pictures, any videos that I take with them, and I think they're going to be really excited.
Today was kind of a big day for us. We had like up and down and up and down. The down was very challenging for my quads. I shook. My legs were shaking quite a bit. But we made it. It kind of dumped on us. But it was so hot. We were all very excited for the rain. We just wanted to cover our packs to keep all our gear dry because we have many days ahead of us. This is our first day hiking. And we finally get to this place and we're all sweaty, we're all sore, we're all hot, and we're like, it's time to unpack and it's time to shower. And we get told that a hot shower costs 250 rupees and a cold shower is free. And I says to myself, do the free one. So I would turn it on, get some water, rinse. It's a lot of like, yeah, kind of dodgeball shower style. Like, do the arm, okay, do the other arm. Get your toe in there. Did not need to do a full cold plunge. I mean, people are brave and they do this, but I didn't. Just do a little bit at a time. And then I finally did just my head to do the thing, really get in there, and then turn it off, but then I'm freezing because my hair is so cold, and then get my leave-in conditioner and I do the thing, tie it up in a bun. And then Jeffrey says, Sarah, are you okay in there? And I said, I'm great, and I would do it again. I'm just packing up. It was wonderful. Yeah, cold showers. It's the way. I feel alive. Colorado will be first.
I'm in.
So right now we're in Sinua, Upper Sinua, which is the 2,360 meter elevation here. And then tomorrow we're heading to Deorali. For here to Deorali, it takes for us 7 to 8 hours, including lunch break.
Okay, so this is marijuana, and it's everywhere. We're seeing it everywhere. It's not ready, unfortunately, but it's everywhere. It's not legal here, technically, but it is so much a part of the culture and a lot of their religious practices that in the mountains, they just kind of whatever. So it's really interesting. I've never seen wild cannabis just out and about. I hate to be braggadocious, but per the usual, I am unquestionably the cutest little hiker boy on this trail in my Brixie Brooks. The music has started. Do you know what that means? What does that mean, guys? It's time to dance, right? Okay, we are off. We are leaving Sinaloa. We are heading out. We have a longer day today. Apparently, maybe an easier day, but a longer day nonetheless. Do you believe them?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Guides lie. That's one thing I know. With the best of intentions. But tonight we will get to Deorali, and then tomorrow we will get to Annapurna Base Camp. Last night I was so tired. I fell asleep. I don't even remember falling asleep. It just happened at like 7:15. I didn't wake up until 4:45 a.m. So we're tired, but it's so nice to have these tea houses, these little, I don't even know if you call it a village. I mean, they're just little things that just pop up along the trail. A little guest house, a little restaurant. It's lovely.
Told me like, hey Axe, let's bring these on, let's go to Nepal, let's hike. And I got so excited because I'd never been in a hike before. And I thought, this is like, it's just a hike, and I can do it. But then when Troba Trip sent the itinerary, I was like, I need to prepare for this. Trav, my husband, been pushing me a lot to go to gym. I don't go to gym usually, but he was kind of like torturing me every day. Work on your lungs, work on your cardio, you're gonna need this. I was like, what am I doing this, Travis? I'm always in a, what do you call it, treadmill, torturing myself to work on my lungs because I have no idea how high we will be up in this height.
How's it going today?
It is going better than yesterday. I'm a little bit more in shape.
Today is fabulous compared to yesterday.
It's doing great because I'm with the great people and everyone is friendly. Plus, the mountain is just mind-blowing. Look at that. Put the camera there. Yesterday was quite challenging because every step is very steep and then go down again. But it's alright because I want to grow my butt. It's a good glutes workout, you know?
I've never done anything like this, and I really did have to push myself very hard. And so, a few times I was thinking, okay, am I pushing myself too hard? How do you know when not to continue on? But I learned from the Nepalians. I learned this couple, elderly couple, was in front of me at one point when I was really thinking like, oh my gosh, this is it. I'm gonna have to be the helicopter off. And this woman, she had to have been even 20 years older than me. And she just was walking at such a slow pace. And I just walked behind her for a long, long time. And I felt like it was, it's gonna be silly to say, but like God's intervention, that this is your sign, you need to keep going. And I thought, you can do this. You need to do this. This was my path. I needed to do this. The other thing is I'm probably the second oldest in the group, and I felt that for me, being at my age now, I used to do this when I was younger. Then you had kids, and then at my age now, I feel if I don't continue to do hard things and do things like this, I want to be 90, 100 years old and my bones and my muscles nice and strong. So that's also why I pushed myself to do this, to just know I can do this, and this is my new path for the next, hopefully 40 years.
Mountain monkey.
Yeah, there you go. There's a monkey right there.
So I just arrived in a little village called Bamboo, and we're just doing what we do in all these villages, which is grab a drink, a hot tea, have this lemon ginger honey tea made with local honey. I don't remember the whole story, but they're called honey gatherermen, honey hunters, something like that. They have a bee here. It's gigantic, but they make their nests on like really steep cliffs. So it's really dangerous to collect the honey, and it's worth it though. It's so good.
What are you thinking about?
I had a friend who had their Achilles tendon snap about a month ago. And then I just read the book Tom Lake by Ann Patchett, and a character had their Achilles snap, and I really don't want that to happen.
So, at that tea house stop, some porters were carrying a corpse on a stretcher down the mountain. So, the group's pretty quiet. It's nice. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. But no matter what happened, it's just a reminder that there's risk to everything. Trekking in the Himalayas, driving to the grocery store.
Good picture.
Right here? Okay.
I decided to go on this trip in particular because for 2023 I set 2 goals for myself. 1, to travel internationally, and 2, to do a physical challenge. And this trip was a twofer. My name is Kirsten, and I am from the San Francisco Bay Area. I spent a lot of time thinking about whether or not this was a good decision for me. I have a number of chronic illnesses that do not present themselves outwardly, but definitely make it really hard for me on a day-to-day basis. So I was really worried that if I had a flare day, I was going to be lying on the floor, not able to do anything, and I was not going to make it, and I was going to have to potentially disappoint the group, potentially disturb plans, and so it was really hard for me to make the decision but I think, I talked to some folks and thought I could do it, and so I then spent 6 or 7 months working with my physical therapist and working with my pain doc and making sure I had the enough fitness to be able to think that I had a chance. So for me, 1, I have chronic fatigue, I have fibromyalgia, I have IBS, I have all of these things, and they aren't going to magically get better at any point from now on. They're potentially going to stay the same, or they could get worse. And so I was like, well, if I'm gonna do something like trek in the Himalayas, I better do it soon, or else I definitely won't be able to do it. And the other thing that really sort of helped me was a lot of the planning and sort of being okay, we're gonna have porters. They're gonna be able to carry this much. I won't have to have that weight on my back. So my back shouldn't spasm. I can plan for the fact that I might have to go to the bathroom in the forest, which I did, and it was fine. But you plan for it. You bring the right things, and it's not a big deal. And so I think for me, it was all about that planning, so I could be comfortable with deciding to do something like this.
I'm struggling, and it has nothing to do with how steep or hard this climb is. My stomach is a mess. A mess. I am desperate to poop. I can't. And I need to. I think there's air and solids, maybe liquids. I don't know. I just really want to poop.
Breathe deep. Every time you stop.
Today's a rough day. It's hard. There are so many stairs. The stairs never end. And they tell us the day's elevation, but they only tell us like the net gain. So what's 1,500 feet of climb over the day is actually like 4,500 feet. But there's also a lot of down. So the net gain is 1,500. And we're almost there, apparently, but I think we're all struggling. None of us are flying up this mountain. But everyone's doing it. People are not getting too much altitude sickness yet. We just crossed 10,000 feet, so time will tell. In the meantime, the views aren't bad.
Kailan mo?
Challenging, but it was amazing. Like the view, it's all worth.
Yeah, it's surprising.
Good morning. It is 5-something a.m. Travis and I are up early. We're trying to get some cool time-lapse videos. So I'm going to use the little DJI Action 4, and Travis is going to use the good camera, and we'll see what we can get. We were trying to decide which way we were going to point the cameras, and there's like 37 epic options, so hopefully at least one of the ones we choose is epic. I don't know. If it worked out, here it is.
Can you twerk again, please? Right, Justin.
Okay, we are starting what day is this, y'all? 4? Day 4? Apparently this is supposed to be significantly easier than the last 2 days, but do you believe it, Ash?
Somewhat. Off we go.
Nobody believes it. We'll let you know. It's starting with stairs as far as we can see, so. Introduce you but this is Kichar, my porter, and not only is he carrying my normal stuff, he also is carrying a lot of camera gear. So his English is limited, so he has no idea how much I appreciate him. It's a game changer to have these porters, especially when we're trying to bring tons of stuff up to shoot what you're watching right now. So, thank you, Chad.
Cold, freezing and hiking at the same time. I never experienced this in my life. And I'm from the Philippines and we never have this weather back then. I'm jealous because I'm the one like freezing in the corner while everybody's sweating. It's not fair.
The clouds are rolling in, but we're making good time, and we can see our lunch spot. It's not super close, but it's not super far away, and they're probably lying, but we've been told it's significantly easier after that. So today has definitely been easier than yesterday, but I still had quite a few stairs and some gnarly climbs. This is how fast the clouds roll in. It was clear 45 seconds ago, and now it's not. Even just in the time I started this video, I could clearly see
our lunch stop up there.
If you want to. You don't have to.
Tell us about Annapurna Summit Day, Basecamp Summit Day.
That day, the day we got there, we couldn't see anything. It was very, very foggy, very windy, very cold, big rocks and like these gorgeous waving grasses, streams flowing. Don't drink the water, even though it looks really delicious. It was just, I mean, very, very stunning, beautiful. I love a gray day. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so I'm like, I get like really romantic about like the mist and the gray and not seeing anything. I like want to write songs. I want to write poems. I'm not good at these things, but it makes me want to write them. As we were hiking up to ABC, every single step had less and less oxygen available, and our guides, our porters are saying, slowly, slowly. And they were so sweet, and they would say sir or ma'am after our names. And I got told, Sarah ma'am, slowly, so many times. And Sarah ma'am, away from the edge, a lot. They saved my life. That's really what happened. The slow pace probably saved me from having the worst headache of my life, probably saved me from literally getting altitude sickness, but it felt, oh my God, just wanted to get there, just wanted to be there. Like it was kind of cold. Like I prefer hiking in shorts. I don't like pants when I hike. I was wearing pants. It was cold.
We had a sliver, a very small sliver of blue sky, so we're celebrating. It's very cold and it's starting to rain, but I'm going to resist complaining because I'm very grateful that it's not raining until now, because I think we're close-ish.
Our groups separated. We were all hiking at different paces. So some were very, very far ahead, some were middle and behind. Porters stayed with everybody to make sure we were safe and we had someone to guide us in case anything happened. Because it was so foggy, certain distances, we couldn't see the people behind. And when our group emerged out of the mist, it was like the reunion of a lifetime to say, they made it, they're here.
We did it. We're there.
Oh my goodness. It was, for the longest time, I was the last, and I was strolling along, having to stop probably every 20 feet-ish. Like, yeah, because I was really struggling with the altitude change. And the porter was amazing. He just really was so patient with me. And when I made it to the base camp, I just, it was very emotional for me because it was really a dream come true.
How do you feel?
I feel fantastic. There were a couple of times I didn't think I would be able to do it, but I did.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Amazing and unbelievable that I've been able to do this. To consider where I was 3 years ago and to be here now, it's There are words. I was 260 pounds and having a hard time walking up a flight of stairs, and just completely changed my life around, and now I get to do all the things I wanted to do when I was younger but couldn't physically. So to have made it this far is unbelievable.
I feel amazing, accomplished. I feel happy and no oxygen. But I can do it. That's the thing. Like, it's mental. It's not physical. The body can take it. It's more mental than anything else. So I'm so happy with myself because I feel like I can do anything if I put my mind into it.
This has been an incredible journey. The people, the experience, the porters, the mountains.
So good, amazing. I'm so happy we made it. This one was really hard, but every single view was worth it. Like every second of it was worth it. I love it.
Congratulations, Ashley. You just made it to Annapurna Base Camp. Congrats, Mike. Pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, made it.
I heard the statistic that statistically, based on the size of our group, not everyone was expected to make it to the top. I never doubted.
Everyone made it. Everyone.
We got to the top, and you cannot help but just cry at the emotions of all of it. The joy, we did it, tears. I'm Alexi Kissel, I'm from Denver, Colorado. And then you look around and there's people from all over the world experiencing the exact same emotion, and it's this like universal language of, I just did it and I can't believe it. I went over to give a high five to someone from a completely different group, didn't speak English, and she just started crying and pulled me in for a hug, and it was, I don't know, it was very special.
We get to the top, we see the sign that's like, you've made it, Annapurna Base Camp, many, many meters high, and we can feel it. And then we start, I love to celebrate. So we start celebrating, I'm howling at the sky, I'm like, woo! Then we have a dance party, of course, because we're Team Disco Trek. And we start to, I can't breathe at all because we're dancing, I'm cheering, I'm yelling, and then
After 3-4 hike, we are safely arrived on Annapurna Base Camp, which is the 4,100 meter. We all made it. So especially Kiki ma'am, Krista ma'am, all the ma'am. Especially, I feel very proud and very glad.
we think we've made it, and then we have to hike up like 500 more steps to our cabin for the evening. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So we get up there and we're all like, no oxygen, find our rooms, it's freezing. All of our heart rates were like, I don't know, like 80s, 90s, 100. I think someone said their heart rate was like 120. And I don't know, that's not good.
We made it to base camp. We just got settled into our rooms, and now we are having a beer and some Roxy, which is a local homemade liquor. You can drink it warm or cold. It tastes, I would say it's similar to sake. I'm sure that's probably an offensive comparison, or an inaccurate comparison. It's silly American, that's how I would describe it. Having a Gorka Strong. Nepali beer, I think. They told me it was. It's cold. It's very cold up here. So we are bundled up. I think I'm going to run and get my sleeping bag because it's frosty.
Now I was like, I finally experienced the 0 degrees. As a Filipino, we're all excited about cold and snow on a winter winter season because we all think, once we see snow, what we think is Christmas. But this one is not Christmas. This is a torture cold. I have like probably 4 layers clothes and I'm still freezing. Me and Suzanne, we're like talking like, oh, I'm so cold, I'm so cold. And we have no fireplace, no heater, no fireplace. I just need some break from coldness. And I started freaking out, checking my nails. Oh, it's turning purple, I'm gonna have a frostbite. And I was like I'm starting like, I don't know, freaking out. I was freaking out because in the Philippines, it's always summer, 365 days, summer the whole time. And I started research about all these people getting frostbite. Maybe I should stop watching TikToks about those things. And then when I see my nails turning purple, I'm starting like, oh, I don't want my fingers to be cut when I get home.
Oh my gosh, like we couldn't see anything. It was so cold. And I live in Utah, but it was so cold. Like I felt the freezing come over my body, like going through my body. And then
everyone's frantically rushing. The clouds just cleared and we can see the mountains finally. Oh, let's go. Susanna, what do you think?
It's beautiful.
And it's literally already gone. It's gone. It was, we could see the mountain for like 13 seconds, and then the clouds came back. Oh, it's okay. We've got more time.
That morning, I'd been sleeping and it was dark out and I kind of thought an animal had gotten into our room. And it turned out that a dog had snuck in the middle of the night and was cuddling with me. So it was like, oh, this is like the cutest, snuggliest thing ever.
The next morning at like 4, I start hearing people stirring and then people just start yelling, you've got to see the stars, you've got to see the mountains. Everyone like runs out bundled up. It's like literally freezing.
And I like walk out my door and it's just like the mountains all around you, looking so spectacular.
It's so quiet. We're on top of the world, and everyone's just. And we look up. The sky is clear. It's like this amazing, like midnight blue. You can see the outline of these gorgeous, gorgeous snow-covered mountains. And I mean, it's hot right now, and I'm getting goosebumps. Like, what's going on? Just glowing in the middle of the night.
That was so incredible. To see the moon, the sliver moon, and those snow-capped mountains and the star, it was just incredible.
We wake up in the sky, like all the stars, and then as the light came in, all the mountains, and seeing the sun like reflecting pictures, they don't do justice. You need to see with your own eyes.
Good morning. We are just waking up at Annapurna Base Camp, and we were greeted with this. We're getting ready to walk up a little bit further so that we can get a better view, but it's literally all sides. Everywhere we look. Mountain, mountain, another mountain, mountain, more mountains. It's insane.
And the fact that you were surrounded by it, it felt like, like what it must have felt like for the astronauts to be on the moon. Really. That's what I was thinking of Neil Armstrong, to be honest with you.
I've seen mountains. I've seen mountains in lots of different places, and the Himalayas are just something different.
The man starts playing the flute, and like he backed a flute, just threw it in there. It's fine.
So maybe you can see the glacier right up there. It's gorgeous, but as seems to be the glacier trend, every time I'm on a glacier or near a glacier, it is retreating at an alarming rate.
What was the hardest day for you? What was the very hardest moment?
Coming back. All the stairs.
Oh my God. I feel like I say this every trip, but hands down, the most bonkers view I have ever seen. Fitzroy in Patagonia was pretty bonkers, but this is like all sides. Mountain, 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 another mountain, more mountains, another mountain. What?
How you doing, Kiki?
I'm doing great also. I'm thankful for the downhill.
How are you doing? I'm sorry I already forgot your name. Suba.
Fantastic, yes. Sassy. My
Sassy.
name is Sassy.
Sassy. Dancing queen. You're dancing queen.
Thank you so much.
What was the hardest day for you? Like, what was the very hardest moment?
Coming back. All the stairs. I don't know what happened to my legs. I thought going up was harder. No, that's the easy part. Even with the elevation, it wasn't hard at all. But coming back, it was, yeah, that was something. But I had some beer the entire time with me, and he was like, "You can do it, you can do it."
Oh, we're heading down, and it's like a perfect day. The weather is perfect. It's so cool to see all these mountains. It's a completely different experience than going up because it was so cloudy going up, which was beautiful in its own right, but not like this. This is incredible.
Was, yeah, it felt easier. I was concerned my legs were gonna just shake the entire time and be really struggling, but it felt like the opposite. We got more and more oxygen as we descended, that even when we had to go down and up over many, many stairs, I felt invigorated because I could actually breathe. There was enough oxygen in my body. I had a great time.
places for them to collect it. Our guides just pointed out one of the places where they get it, and now we understand why it's so dangerous. They have to walk out on these crazy cliff ledges to collect it. We just stopped for a little break and I got cola. Icy cola. Most places have had Coke, but this place only has icy cola. Oh no, the can's broken. Oh my god! Ah! Just squirted everywhere. Oh, it works. I just didn't know how to use it. That's the problem. Look, it's like one of these tabs. Well, that's embarrassing. Oh, it's really good. It's really good. And it might be better. How cute are these guys and gals? They're just munching, having lunch. Don't mind us. We just stopped for lunch at Himalaya Lodge and Restaurant. We had fried momos. Momos are Nepali dumplings. They're so good. We had fried vegetable momos. It's easier today in that we're not going up and we're not dealing with like 170 BPM heart rates, but stairs after stairs after stairs going down, people are really starting to feel it in their knees, their quads. So a different kind of hard, I guess. But everyone's doing it. We got a tough crew here.
I had lots of time to think about things as I was trekking alone by myself with my porter, who didn't speak much English, so no conversation. And, I was sort of thinking about my own struggles and how I was feeling and what I could potentially do about those things. And I also thought about the fact that, also there were 15 of us all struggling together, and some people seemed to be really much more affected by it than I was. And I was sort of trying to be like, why is that? And I think the sort of realization I came to is like, one, with chronic illness, I struggle every day. So struggling is not something that is new to me. It happens very regularly. And so I emotionally have learned how to deal with that. And I think others, they potentially don't. Not that they don't struggle, but they potentially don't struggle maybe quite as regularly. Or it's like, okay, I did the half marathon and it's one day. And so you struggled really hard for one day, but then you got your rest days. And so you're not used to that continuous day after day struggle. And I thought that was, and I was sort of thinking, I'm like, that's actually sort of like a superpower. I could have just if you had been like, okay, we now need to do another however many steps or this many things, then okay, well, I hate this. This is not feeling great, but yeah, let's go. Whereas, I think other people don't have that same mental outlook.
For me, actually up is harder cardiovascular wise, but down was hard because at some point my legs were gummy, they felt rubber band like. So I was having to do one step at a time because I was nervous my thigh wasn't going to hold my weight going down all those
thousands of stairs. I have my both feet have like massive blisters from the down, but I didn't mind the dark woods. I really didn't, because I thought it was kind of cool seeing the jungle at night. I mean, I had a really great headlight, so I didn't mind that. That was kind of cool.
So the next day after our summit Basecamp day, we had a 12-hour 7,000 vertical foot climb down. I don't like down, I like up. I can go up all day, I ski down. And it was just endlessly difficult. And at the end, you were there, and I had been crying probably for the last 20 minutes just going through the dark with my porter, and I was totally safe. It was just, I was done. And you were there, and we were both crying, and we hugged, and then I walked right by you, and Susanna, who I'm just getting to know, was right there crying because she was worried about us. So it was just, I don't know, an incredible moment that this group, you bond with them so quickly. And I don't know, these friendships are important, and we went through something really tough together.
I've been kind of keeping this a secret, but we had a really hard day, and now I'm telling everyone. We had a really hard day. We hiked about a half marathon over many stairs, and we ended up hiking the last stretch of it in the dark. And it was very challenging. I had a great time. It was so fun.
Okay, it's our last day. We are heading down to have lunch where we stayed the first night. And then we have a very bumpy 3-hour drive, only 3 hours, not 13, back to Pokhara. And we'll spend the night there. We're gonna go out, get some food, explore Pokhara tonight. And then tomorrow morning we fly back to Kathmandu. And we have tomorrow in Kathmandu. And then we say goodbye. Whew. These last couple days coming down have been rough. It's hard to underestimate how hard going down can be with this many stairs. People's knees are just destroyed and screaming at them. Everyone's trekking along, but yesterday was really rough. It was a very, very long day. It was definitely not what we were expecting. And all of us ended up getting in after dark. So it was kind of a stressful day, but we survived. These porters, I don't know how they do it. It's insanity. They are carrying so much weight in sandals up these mountains. I can't imagine being in that kind of shape ever in my life. It's insanity. I would love to know how many steps we've done, at least in the thousands. It's a lot of steps, like a lot of steps.
Like loot type thing down here.
I'm starting to get gross. My pack smells. We all know how I feel about personal hygiene, but I'm gonna have to get used to it if I'm doing the Pacific Crest Trail, because I'm gonna be real gross. I'm gonna have to learn to like it. or at least not hate it. You know, the way down on these trails is always a challenge because we've already seen all of this. We're tired. There's no more, you know, huge pinnacle to look forward to. And downhill is hard. So we're feeling it. We're tired. Maybe a little grumpy. But it's pretty hard to be grumpy someplace like this. All you gotta do is stop, look off the side of the mountain. Guides and porters. It's absolute insanity what they do. I do not know how they can carry all that weight up these mountains. I can barely carry my weight up these mountains. And is Duga back there? Well, that's one of our assistant guides. And he's hiking in Crocs because this is just a casual stroll for him. He is literally carrying a refrigerator. What?
Our group of porters were incredible and so kind and very, very fun. And they were carrying, I think Discovery Trek told us there was like a limit. They had these big duffels. So they were carrying about 40 pounds or an additional backpack or 2 additional backpacks. Anytime any of us needed support in or we just couldn't carry something, they said, that's okay, we'll just strap it on. These guys were carrying much more weight than we were told they were allowed to, and they still kept a positive attitude, made sure to check on us. Our porter Nissan was carrying a bag, or carrying a duffel and a backpack. These duffel bags were huge. They often looked taller and wider than any of our porters, and they just had them on their backs. We learned so much about them, like where they grew up, how old they are, what they do for fun, how proud they are to work as a porter, which felt really cool. We passed other teams that weren't talking to their porters at all, and it didn't look like any fun. Our group felt like, oh hey, we're all in this together and we're all carrying different weights, but we're all gonna make it to the same destination.
Oh my gosh, they were amazing. I don't know if I'm gonna go through this without crying. The porters, they were the nicest people that I met in my entire life. They were always smiling, although they were carrying, I don't know how many pounds in their back. Every time that I was struggling, I would look at one of them and they were smiling or they were dancing. And it's just like gave me energy to finish my journey. Like for me, it was a bucket list to get to Annapurna Base Camp. And I don't think I could have done if they were not there all the way with me. We are so ungrateful. I feel ashamed for all the things that I have and see that they don't have a lot and they are so happy. So the experience wasn't only physical. I think for me is to reflect about myself, my life, what is important. Things are important or people are important. I need to evaluate or reevaluate what is important for me. And I think that's gonna be so good to go back home, you know, sit down and think with myself, talk to myself, and set some goals.
It's our last day, we're on our last climb, enjoying our last few minutes with this view. We're almost done. We just took a little stop to get some drinks and snacks and things. But we're just headed right down there. That's where we're gonna have lunch. And then we've got to walk across that suspension bridge. But this time it's daylight, so we're gonna be able to see what's below it.
That stretch that was so hot on the first day.
I don't like heights, not one bit. Wow, we just witnessed a pretty substantial landslide and rockfall situation. But the guides say that nobody lives over there, but it's a interesting reminder of how dangerous this stuff can be. Glad it's the last day. Dead bodies, landslides. Pretty excited to get to our hotel tonight. It's been amazing, but I'm not gonna argue with a bed in a swimming pool. You know, every trip that I've hosted, every trip, there have been at least one or two people who have really pushed themselves and like really achieved something awesome, but never as many as on this trip. This, without question, has been the most challenging trip that I've hosted, and we got a bunch of badasses on this trip. It's been really incredible to see. So many people on this trip have really some really incredible reasons for being on this trip. And I don't think there's anyone who hasn't pushed themselves beyond what they thought their limit was. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool for them. It's really cool for me too. We're done. We're back where we started. Girls, we did it. It was so much harder than we were expecting. But it was gorgeous. It was amazing. But I'm ready to pop open a beer. Oh, it's an Arna. It's local. Yeah.
Girl, you did it.
Oh, how are your knees?
Just killing me, but I'm alive. I came with the best.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am.
You should be.
Yes.
the team leaves, we're only gonna have tonight with them. I just want to give them the biggest thank you.
Yeah.
I would like to say thank you to you all, and Kedar, you are
Yes, and everybody did an amazing job, especially Bimal, who carried everything for me. And still had energy to dance.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing us safely up and down. Thanks for showing us the best sunrise ever. And thanks to the best port of the center.
Thank you for allowing the dream to come true and make me be sad for all you did for me.
It's our final dance break. We are literally feet from being finished, but the last thing is to go over a rope suspension bridge, and there's a traffic jam currently. It's not a human traffic jam, it's a donkey traffic jam. The cutest of traffic jams. That is how everything gets here. Those are propane tanks, and they will go back to Pokhara to be filled, and then they will have to be driven 3 hours here and then hauled up into the mountains on those donkeys. It is such a wild way of life that as a very pampered American, I cannot even imagine. And you know, things as we went higher got more expensive, and it's easy to see why. Honestly, our beers should have been $30 a piece, if you ask me. So I'm super scared of heights. Little known fact. And when we came over this bridge, it was dark, so we couldn't see what was below us. That's not the case today. I'm not crapping my pants, you are. All right, here's the pants shitter. I'm so scared of heights, and we're walking on this bridge. It's so much scarier when I can see what's below. It's so unsteady. Jenna, how you doing back there, girl? Are your panties still clean? Because mine aren't.
This is on the low end of stress for me for whatever reason.
Cool.
I'm more of a claustrophobia than a...
Okay, fair enough. Well, this is my nightmare. Like, it's moving so much. It's always so weird for these trips to come to a close. I mean, we've still got a couple days of travel of getting back to Kathmandu, but the hard part is done. The pretty part is done, and it's always bittersweet. I'm excited to have a bed and a hot tub, but
I'm really gonna miss being lost in the Himalayas with these people. We've had a pretty bonkers time. Hard, but pretty cool. So now we have a 3-hour drive back to Pokhara on that same road in those same Jeeps. And then we have the night to ourselves. They seem to know what they're doing because our hotel is a nicer hotel with a pool. So we get to relax. We get to pamper ourselves a bit for a night. And then tomorrow morning we fly to Kathmandu. And then we spend the day in Kathmandu.
Okay?
Yes. Oh Lord, this is absolute chaos. There are all these Jeeps picking up dumb American tourists who are dumb American and probably smart Korean tourists who have finished trekking, and it's amazing. It's such chaos, but they know exactly what's up. They're like getting it done. Bags are going on the Jeep. We're getting in our Jeeps. We're heading out.
So we made a pit stop. I think we might have a tire issue. They're checking out a tire. I don't know. So something's wrong with our Jeep. So we're just gonna get into the other Jeeps and they're gonna put all the porters into that one. It's just gonna take them like 30 minutes to fix it. So they're gonna stay behind. We just have to move into this one.
Okay, we were moved into another Jeep. So the Jeep that we were in has to be repaired. I think was it a flat tire? We don't know. Who's to say? Who's to say? For some reason, we had to switch vehicles. But we're in the back on sideways seats and can afford it.
When I go home, I think my transformation is that I'm going to slow my life down. I'm going to take a little bit of the slow and steady. The gentleman kept saying to me, slow and steady, slow your pace, slow your breathing, slow and steady. And that's what I'm going to take home. And I'm going to hopefully share with my students as well. That's my transformation.
I learned that you can put 15 strangers together and they can get along really well. I learned that I can challenge myself. I can set goals and I can accomplish, even though it's hard, it's challenging, but I can get there. And you can be happy with little. We don't need a lot. My advice for who is, like challenge and like to get to know other cultures, do it. Like, of course, I'm not gonna do it again, but everybody should do once. That's what I believe.
8 a.m. start.
Oh Lord, so it's our last morning and our ride to the airport just got stuck like in the gate because the roads are so steep here. It's okay now. it's okay now. We're gonna get there, I think. We've had some car excitement on this trip. This airport is beautiful in Pokhara. It's brand new, and you can tell it's It's nice. Okay, we're boarding our flight to Kathmandu. It was delayed, but on time. Everyone is so thankful because weather is can be particularly unpredictable here, and they have more weather-related flight cancellations than a typical airport would somewhere else. And so there was more than a slight chance that we were going to have to take jeeps back all the way back to Kathmandu, which would have been another 9 hours on those roads. So we are all very, very, very grateful to be getting on this plane. It's our last night. We're having our last dinner. I don't exactly know what's happening, but there's a show of some sort. I don't know. We weren't prepared for that, but we're real excited about it. And is this Roxy? Yes. So this is Roxy. It's like a local homemade liquor that like every family has a different recipe, and they just have it. You know, they make it in like 20 minutes, and it's different everywhere you go.
My stomach has been upset the last 2 weeks.
It's very sake-esque.
So some of us have left, some of us have not. For those of us who are still here, Sarah Rose, where are we going?
We're gonna go to a tattoo parlor and I'm gonna get my nose pierced.
Are you scared? Are you nervous?
I'm so scared, I'm so nervous. I've never had a piercing at all.
Well, you have a lot of moral support. We're here for you. I think it's gonna be fine. The only thing is, you could want it farther up, but if you really want that, that's good too.
Oh, and only one eye is crying.
How was it?
It hurts.
exploring. It's called Tamil. It's like the crazy neighborhood in Kathmandu. We just had like some beers and stuff, and now Sarah is staying with a friend of hers from Seattle who is Nepali, and her brother owns a restaurant. So we're gonna go have some food and a beer. Oh god, I lost them. Love you.
Okay, this is so awkward. I'm hiding in the bathroom. Sarah, my friend Sarah, who was on the trip, her friend Sunita from Seattle is Nepali and happens to be here, owns a home here. Sarah's staying with her, and her brother owns a restaurant. And they invited us to come see live music at her brother's restaurant. And we are out of the tourist area. We are out of Tamil. We are in like for real Kathmandu, and it's already amazing. So I'm gonna escape the bathroom. I'll show you as much as I can. We're at the Square Garden restaurant. That's her Sunita's brother's restaurant. It's so cute. We're so excited to get some snacks, some drinks. It's gonna be awesome.
Surendra Shrestha, and in guitars, Sajal Raj Bhandari.
So fucking good. Experience that money cannot buy. It's amazing. You cannot plan or pay for these experiences. I'm so grateful that my friend Sarah brought me along. This is so fucking cool. So hard to find these experiences when you're traveling as a tourist, and we have had an amazing time, but we have not like chilled with the Nepali people like this at all. This, I am so grateful that she invited me. This is awesome. And the food here, I'm coming back and I'll share more of it with you. This is unquestionably the best Nepali food I've had so far. We had veggie momos. Sunita made them, apparently. They were amazing. We also had, I think they called it tofu chili. It's similar to a dish that I loved from the Thai restaurant in my neighborhood in Brooklyn. They called it tofu Thai basil, but it's tofu, vegetables, peppers, onions, and I think Thai basil, or like the anise, licorice, anise, basil, whatever it was freaking delicious. So I'll come back and tell you more about it because they had a limited menu tonight, but we need to come have a proper feast. This is pretty cool. OMG, we were called out as being the foreigners at the show. They're music is the universal language, which is true. We got a lot of attention. And now Sunita has called us bikes. We're riding bikes. We're riding on the back of bikes. She's going someplace else. I'm going home to my, sorry, we're distracted. Going home to my hotel, but I'm riding on the back of a bicycle. That's how I'm getting home. It's like Uber, but it's a motorcycle, and I'm going to be the passenger. I should mention that I'm terrified of motorcycles.
was insane. I realized midway through my ride that I was seeing other people on the back of motorcycles, and I realized that I was the only one who was holding on to them. A drunk guy almost got hit by a car, so that's glad I'm not him. Oh my god, this is madness. This city is like freaking alive with energy. I mean, I am staying in Tamil, which is like the spot. It's like where the action is. But geez, it's 10 p.m. and like things are bumping. Well, I just had a rough. I just had a rough experience. I stopped at a bar on the street to get a quick drink, and these children came up. They were kids. One of them was maybe like 8 or 9, and one of them was probably 4 or 5 at the oldest. And luckily there was a guy next to me at the bar who explained that they were orphans and they were homeless and they were looking for food, and he advised me not to give them money. But he helped me get them water, get them some juice and some chips, and it was a really weird experience. I was trying not to be a American white savior. But I also could not help them. So anyway, he helped me help them in a constructive way. So I really appreciate that. And oh, that sucked. I have had I've had a different experience in Nepal up until that point. So, ooh. Feelings and stuff. That's rough.
Okay, we are in the Tamil neighborhood of Kathmandu, Nepal, and we are on the hunt for the best momos in Nepal. What are momos? They are a Nepali, Tibetan, Bhutanese dumpling. They're kind of like a Japanese gyoza, but they're delicious. So this is the first spot that was recommended. It's called Nua Momo, and we're gonna go check it out. I haven't been here yet, so we'll see how they are. Our momos are here. First, we have steamed vegetable momos. Then we have fried mushroom cheese momos and fried chicken momos.
I don't eat meat, I'm vegetarian, so I'm gonna rely on Axe to give us a rating for the fried chicken. But let's start with the steamed vegetable. The sauce looks good. I feel like half of momos are the sauce. That's really good. There's something herby in there. I don't know what it is. There's an herb in there. 7 Axe. Will you try the chicken?
So we're trying the fried chicken momo. Cheers. The chicken is so juicy inside. It will just melt in your mouth.
It's actually really good. 9 out of 10?
8.5.
Fried mushroom cheese. 8.5. Really good.
I like the cheese a lot.
1,000 out of 10. It's good.
This is kind of a hole-in-the-wall place, off the beaten path. I would guess that there are not a lot of tourists who find this. We had to go like down an alley, around a dark corner, but I read that it was worth it, and I think I read correctly. Definitely worth it.
Miss it with that sign that big.
Okay, so as I said, I've already been here 3 times. This was recommended to a number of people in our group, and we came here and they were right. So first is the paneer momo. Paneer is, it's an Indian cheese. It kind of has the consistency of like tofu, but it's technically a cheese. Very good. I know it well. The sauce here is more of a like a curry sauce and it's thicker. That's so good. And the paneer, it kind of has the consistency of tofu, but it is technically cheese and has a slightly cheesy flavor.
Cheers. This one is flavorful. Maybe 7 or 8.
8. All right, these are the veggie momos.
I don't think I can have the whole bite. This one is too spicy for me.
Yeah, this one maybe has more like curry or something like that going on.
I like the other one. This one is 6.
We're gonna go 7.
My favorite is actually the veggie one. Here we go.
These are the Afghani momos. I don't know what's on the outside. I'll find out. They're creamy, they're spicy, they're all the things. Are you ready, you two?
Yeah, I want to try it. So we'll see what Jeffrey says. I want to try it. Just creamy and thick.
Much more creamy.
I don't know, there's so many flavors coming on.
Very smooth tasting.
9.5.
But that one maybe 6.
I like this. This is 10 out of 10. This is the best Afghani. I'm getting so full. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we needed a momo break yesterday. It was too many momos. I didn't think too many momos were possible, but we reached our momo max. So that was yesterday. Today is today. We are at my hotel. It's a hotel that I booked through Airbnb. It's called Hotel Pala, P-A-L-A. Just kind of booked it on a whim. But it not only has the hotel and the rooms been great and the staff amazing, but the food in like what looks like a very modest like patio restaurant is freaking phenomenal. These are the fried veg momos. Yep. I'm gonna do them in the chili sauce first. That sauce is spicy. This is similar to the sauce from Annapurna. It's like a curry thing.
By the way, they also got the crabs bigger. Jeffrey seems to love it.
How do you say it?
Barashini? I don't know. Okay, try for momos. I'm gonna split it in half and show you what's in the middle. Flavorful.
That's really good.
What I really like, I love the spicy sauce. It's so good.
8.5.
I agree to Jeffrey. 8 out of 10.
So this is super new. This is chili momo. So it's like momos that are fried. Yeah, fried. And then, I don't know, it looks like they're tossed in some kind of like chili situation. I don't know. We didn't know what they were, so we're trying them. That's a lot of flavor. It's spicy. Those are really good. I think I prefer these with the chili sauce.
Why are you trying that one? This is a chili momo. I'm passing this because I don't like spicy food. But let's Travis try this one because he loves spicy food.
The Cajun half of me is really excited about these.
It's hitting the spot.
I love these.
I'm gonna go 8 though.
8 or 9 out of 10.
Okay, so I thought I was done with the momos, but I took a nap and I came back downstairs because I was still hungry, and I just met the owner of Hotel Paula. This is Arjan. So I was telling him that we were looking for the best momos, and what's this called? Momo Sizzler?
Sizzling Momo.
Sizzling Momo. It's a veg momo. What's on top? Is it?
It's a lot of vegetables, salty vegetables. Really, really healthy. And it's put on a hot pan to make it sizzle just like a sizzler.
Yeah, it's like momo fajitas minus the tortillas.
And it's really hot.
It's really hot. Should I wait?
Really hot. Yes.
I should wait. We'll be back in a few. Okay, I think these should be cooled. Because they were on this thing, they've got like a crusty, goodness on the bottom. Or hot. Those are really good. Those are really, really good. Yeah. And they're just a little spicy, but they're not super spicy. Yeah. It sounds like they're probably better with meat. So if you're a carnivore, maybe go with the meat. I think chicken, buffalo is an option also.
Chicken and
chicken or buffalo. Yeah. But it's like water buffalo, right?
Water buffalo.
Because in the U.S. we call our bison buffalo, but
I know.
If you're watching this, we don't have buffalo in the U.S. We only have bison. We call them buffalo, but they're bison.
The equivalent of bisons are yak.
Good morning. It is my last day in Nepal. I am just packing up, getting ready to head to the airport. I figured out what my allergy was. So I broke out in these hives. I've never had an allergic reaction like that before. I didn't know that there was anything I was allergic to, but I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought, it's probably something I ate. It could have been a bug bite, could have been laundry detergent, could have been anything, dust, could have been anything. But it went away and I got some medicine, and so I was like, I don't know what it was, but it's gone. And then yesterday, Travis and I were shooting some stuff for social media, and I put my running clothes on, the clothes I had worn on the trek, but they had been washed, and I put all those on, and we were shooting, and it was about an hour-ish into shooting, hour and a half. I started to itch. It was the laundry soap. And the reason it was hard to figure out was because I had laundry done twice. So it was the laundry from the first time I had the laundry done. So basically all my trekking clothes, all my running clothes I had worn on that trip, I had them all washed separately. And then 2 days later, I had regular clothes, t-shirts and things, and underwear washed. They must have used a different soap. The second time I had it done at my hotel, it was always, both times it was very inexpensive. The other time I just took it to a store across from the hotel, and the store is very generous. It was like a shack. So I've learned now that I guess sometimes, when you're on hard times in Nepal, you might use used cooking oil to make soap. I don't know that I'm allergic to that. All that to say, a lot of their soap here is handmade, and there's no way for me to know. I tried to find that place last night. I was just going to ask out of curiosity, just because I'd really like to know exactly what it was that gave me that reaction. But I think it's common to make your own soap here, especially they seemed like they were struggling. So, you know, who knows? They may have, you know, out of necessity needed to use something that, you know, we wouldn't normally have in a store-bought soap in the US. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It was fine. It was hives. They went away. The medicine worked. And now I know it's the laundry. So one of my favorite things about this Hotel Paula, is my view. And, you know, at first glance, it maybe isn't, I don't know, maybe it doesn't appear to be that thrilling, but it's been so cool to, I think, you know, this one building next door is a hotel. The next building across it looks like just local families who are living there. And I don't know, it sounds stupid, but, you know, just watching the women like do the laundry and stuff, it's just, I think it's so fascinating. Just to see how different, like, little things like doing laundry can be. They also, a lot of their water seems to be gravity fed, which is also the same in New York City. A lot of people don't know that, but if you're in New York City, especially in Brooklyn, you'll see, much bigger than this usually, but you'll see water tanks like this up on roofs. And it's I mean, that's how any water system, I mean, you know, in the Midwest, that's how we get our water pressure. It's, you know, it goes up into a tower and then falls down, and that's what causes it. But anyway, what am I talking about? The water tanks, just the small things. It's so fascinating to see the, you know, the little differences. And it was so interesting to talk to Arjan last night and hear about the earthquake. I wish I would have. I hate putting a camera in people's faces, but I wish you could have heard him talk about it. He was in the U.S. at the time. He was on FaceTime or Zoom with his then girlfriend, and she screamed and she just said like, "Oh my God," and then the video went black. And you know, for 2 hours there was no news, no nothing. No one was answering phones because, you know, they lost electricity, they lost Wi-Fi, they lost cell phone tower signals. So, you know, they could barely get information out of Nepal. And I think he said like 2 hours later, he finally got through to her. She was like, "I'm okay." She was staying in like a field, like a playground area type thing outside of a school. She's like, "We've just set up tents there. Everyone's there because it's safe, because we don't want to be in buildings." You know, and a lot of their, there's a really great Netflix documentary, I think it's called Aftershock, about the earthquake. It follows what happened at Everest Base Camp, what happened in another valley, canyon that I can't remember the name of, and then the last thing was a hotel owner here in Kathmandu. And he was just saying that, you know, that was obviously a fraction of the tragedy. He said most buildings luckily were okay, but it was the older buildings that weren't built on quality foundations. Those were the buildings that a lot of them just completely crumbled. So, you know, in that documentary, there's a heartbreaking story that's shared, but he also, he mentioned there's just hundreds of those stories. Father and 8-year-old daughter walking down the street when the earthquake hit, and a 7-foot brick wall that, you know, fell and crushed the child. And it was like afternoon, and so there were lots of women in kitchens working in restaurants and things, and a lot of them didn't necessarily die from the earthquake, but the earthquake caused, you know, like hot cooking oil to spill out onto them or onto the floor, and just really just horrific. I really cannot imagine being here for that. I can't imagine. I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to get to the airport. Why do I procrastinate packing so much? Jesus. Okay, I'm off. Is it weird to say I'll miss the staff at the hotel? They were all really lovely. Really, really, really lovely. So, I think I got lucky. It's a hotel, but I actually booked it through Airbnb. Who knew? So I am flying to Delhi from Kathmandu. That's just a couple hour flight, but then I have a 13-hour layover. And then after that layover, I fly from Delhi to London Heathrow. I think that's like 8 hours, maybe. And then I fly from London to Los Angeles, which luckily that flight is direct, but it is, I think it's 11 hours, something like that. Going home, you can see my husband, my dogs, my bed. Oh, my bed. I don't miss my bed very often. I miss my bed.
Want to watch another video? Click here. Want to learn more about my upcoming trips? Click here. Want to subscribe and like all my videos and turn those bell notifications on?